marching on, marching on to victory. Labour Party marching on to victory. Labour Party marching on, alright, marching on to victory. Labour Party marching, Labour Party marching on to victory. Jump and shout, tell it all about, we shall have the victory. Jump and shout, tell it all about, we shall have the victory. Come now, be on the name. Voting for Labour, voting for Labour, oh yes, be on the neighbor. Yes, we will now. Make a leader chance to tell us around. We are gonna make that change. Let them again. There got to be a better way. Oh yes, we are gonna make that change. Jamaica need a chance to turn the life around. We are gonna make that change. Come on, me and me neighbor. Alright, voting for Labour. Oh yes, me and me neighbor. Voting for Labour. Me and me neighbor.
Good evening, Labour Roots, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Welcome to another episode of Political Hard Talk. I am your host, none other than the greatest Labourite alive, and now the voice of the Westmoreland people. Good evening, my people. Good evening to the P6 Nation, and big, massive good evening to the P6 crew. Now, it is all kicking off, my people. Now remember, if you want a shout out, you have to, I can't see the list of persons on here like on TikTok. So if you want a shout out, you have to just, drop a comment so I can give you a shout out. There's also 20 of us right now. See if you can get me up to 20 thumbs up by hitting the 3 dots in the right hand corner of your screen and hitting the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber, right? So it is all kicking off, my people, and ex-comrade CDE Lawrence Rowe has formally filed a complaint about the happenings in the KSAMC down there in Kingston, Jamaica. Now, I have long been saying that the PNP is a criminal operation and a criminal organization run by the mafioso boss Mark Golding himself and his henchmen, Peter Bunting, Gaten Campbell, and several others. Now, these people are people that operate in our space. They have no integrity. They have the utmost disdain for the Jamaican people, and we are here to speak about it this evening. I want you guys to bear with me. I'm going to share the live, so the live will cut out briefly as I share it. I mean, pantily, we're gonna deal with brief. See? So the live is gonna cut out. The live is gonna cut out pantily while I come back. So just give me a second, my people. Okay. Now let's roll out the shoutouts before we go any further. So massive good evening, my beautiful wife. Good evening, baby. Carlene Irons, big up yourself. Taylor Roaster, big up yourself, my boss. What is? Javane, Javane, big up yourself. And Lai Davis, big up yourself. So there's currently 27 of us here. Wanna get me some more thumbs up now, man. We're going to get into a clip. There are several clips this evening, my people, and we're going to get into one of them. Let me get into my WhatsApp. They were sent to me via WhatsApp. Now, You know, we, the people of Jamaica, have gone through a time where we suffered greatly under the hands of the People's National Criminal Organization. You know, there comes the JLP government under Bruce Golding that gave us a break. You know, something very terrible then happened under Bruce Golding. He had to step down. Here comes a brand new young leader that nobody knew, you know, called Andrew Michael Holness at the time. You know, the Jamaican people weren't very trusting of him just yet because he just popped up on the scene, right? We then had an election, an early election, because then Prime Minister Andrew Holness, you know, called a premature election. The people of Jamaica then spoke. We listened. They voted in back the PNP. The PNP spent a further 5 years in government under the leadership of Mama P, you know, and a lot of respect goes out to Mama from a labor right. You know, I personally don't see what she has done. She haven't done anything of significant to my knowledge. However, she's Jamaica's first female prime minister, and you know, she will be credited as such. Now, fast forward to 2016 comes Andrew Holness after spending 5 years in opposition as the opposition leader. You know, the Jamaican people starting to get in to know him. You know, we start to figure him out a little bit. You know, a lot of us fell in love with, you know, Andrew Holness, his character, his personality. You know, and why if you like man, then we are talking about man, I fall in love with man. You know, I see Andrew Holness as a role model. I see him as, you know, a great leader, and I have nothing but the utmost respect for him. Saying all of that to say this, you know, there comes the election. We won the election. Mama P had to step aside. Then came Peter Phillips as opposition leader. Now, Peter Phillips as opposition leader, you can tell that something was very wrong. You know, he weren't allowed to lead the PNP because other persons in the party had ambition, i.e. Peter Bunting, right? Peter Bunting wanted to remove Peter Phillips and replace Peter Phillips with himself. Andrew Holness then sensed that, called the election prematurely for the PNP this time. See, sorry. And complete annihilation of the PNP. PNP had to choose another leader again. Here comes my people. The worst, the most disgusting, the worst kind of destruction on the people of Jamaica. When the People's National Criminal Organization, by way of their NEC, elected a British white man, not from here, not from our ilk, not a Jamaican, by any sense of the word. He's not cultured. You know, he don't even speak like us, my people. And here comes the worst kind of destruction. Even worse than Hurricane Manley. That was a Category 7 hurricane, by the way, my people. Since the PNP installed Bucky Massa, there have been nothing but absolute fallacy. It has been an absolute travesty. It is a disgrace. You know, these people have tried to tear down all of our institutions in this country by way of corruption. Mark Golding and his followers, because I see Mark Golding as a cult leader. you know, and he and his followers, you know, with the help of this young man here, Lawrence Rowe, who we are going to talk about, is the topic of discussion this evening. Lawrence Rowe, I've seen him on platforms tearing down our Prime Minister. And at that point, I thought to myself, my people, you know, Lawrence Rowe is a young man, you know, kind of look a bit girly in my estimation, you know, but nonetheless, you know, I was saying to myself at the time, you know, it's a young man. The PNP have nothing to offer young persons in Jamaica today. What is Lawrence Rowe doing with himself? You know, naturally these people, where they're from, they're comrades, they're born and bred. You know, just like most of us labor rights, we're born and bred. You know, I believe at the time, you know, that Lawrence Rowe had a future in the PNP. But one thing we know as labor rights is that the PNP don't build, they don't promote. You know, as a matter of fact, they don't care about the young people of our nation. We know that for a fact. It's an absolute fact that the PNP does not cater to the youth of our nation. And if you look in their crowd now, you will see an absence of youth. You will see a lot of old people. You know, some of them, you will just missing. You know, people that have lived a long life, a hard life under the hands of the PNP. And today, you know, it's like they're what you call a female that, you know, help me out, my people. I want to call a female that, you know, convince herself that the man that continue to beat her loves her. What you call the female, my people? No, help me out. I want to interact with my audience this evening. And we will be opening up the phone lines again this evening. It is up to you guys if you want to call. You know, I wouldn't so much say they're delusional, you know, baby. You know, I wouldn't so much say they're delusional. And I wouldn't say they're mad either, Bertie. I'm looking for another word. You know, I'm looking for another word. So, what you call a female that she's been abused by a gentleman, but she convinced herself that that is happening because she is loved. James a man cloud. Would I look for the word there either? You know, some of them are. See? Somebody block Paulet Jesus Apostolic Church, me please. Somebody block the one of my moderator them block the account there for my life. See? Thank you. Anyway, you know, you have some people, they are abused. Our people have been abused for a long time. There's 101 of us here live right now, guys. 111 even. Please get me to 50 thumbs up, my people. Hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen and hit the thumbs button. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Please. So, our people, although we are battle tested, you know, we have some people that, although the PNP mistreated them and abused them for many years, they convince themselves that their abusers are the ones who love them, you know, and they have been coerced, my people, into believing the PNP's sentiment. Now, I'm going to play a clip from, you know, Cliff Hughes this evening, and we will take it from there. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to turn on this thing. Give me a second. The live I got chip out, but I'm not gone. I soon come back. Give me a second. Alright. So we are cut to the Cliff Hughes clip. And, you know, we are going to take a listen. And then we are going to break it. You know, for too long now, the PNP has been allowed to get away with nothing but corruption, my people, and it is time we hold them accountable. It is time.
Dr. Angela Brown Burke, in her sectoral debate presentation yesterday, attempted to craft a scenario that says that our reputation as a country is at serious risk of being compromised by recent actions of the government. Yeah? Here's what she said in this report from Siobhan Campbell.
According to Dr. Angela Brown Burke, Dennis Chung's appointment is fueling a potential crisis in governance.
We have learned as well that government has compounded this breach of good governance by appointing someone who is both unqualified and tainted with implicit bias to head the Financial Investigations Division. The very institution...
Point of order, member, point of order.
A point of order, Madam Chair.
The point of order was upheld by Speaker of the House of Representatives, Juliet Holness. She cautioned Dr. Brown Burke against making such statements without proof.
If you would like to attack the public servants who have interviewed and given the individual the job that they are now executing, I would want to caution you that is not the appropriate thing to do. I've given the leeway, please use it well to wrap up your presentation.
Dr. Brown Burke proceeded, noting that the government's recent actions do not reflect well on Jamaica's international reputation.
If Jamaica is blacklisted by FATF, it will be...
Guys, when I get me to 50 thumbs up now, hit the 3 dots in the right hand corner of the screen, hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe. Please.
Catastrophic. We would be treated like a high-risk jurisdiction. Financial institutions would sever ties. Correspondent banking could be lost. We would struggle to do international business. Our citizens would be the ones to suffer. End of quote. Madam Speaker, it is that catastrophe that we believe is a real and present danger. And it's not being caused by war or natural disaster or economic collapse. It is being caused by recklessness and arrogance, we believe, of this administration.
The Financial Action Task Force, FATF, is the global money laundering and terrorist financing watchdog. It sets international standards that aim to prevent these illegal activities and the harm they cause society. Jamaica has worked hard in terms of legislative reform to be removed from the dreaded FATF grey list, which complicated the country's global commercial banking relations. Dr. Brown Burke concluded her presentation appealing to Jamaica's international partners to continue holding the country to the highest standard, despite what she sees as the careless actions of the current administration.
Those in CARICOM, Commonwealth, the UN, FATF, multilateral lending agencies, and we say this, Jamaica has long been respected as a country of laws and of democratic traditions and of principled foreign policy. We urge you not to let any misstep or anything like that tarnish the legacy of Jamaica. We ask you to continue to hold this and every Jamaican government, including the next one to be led by the PNP, to the high standards that we have committed to under international treaties and conventions.
Let me just say to the Jamaican people that all of the upgrades that we have been under, all of the financial institutions abroad that have upgraded Jamaica's, status as it relates to financing under the Jamaica Labour Party. As a matter of fact, we went on FATF's grey list while the PNP was in power, while they allow scamming to get out of control and other, lottery scamming kind of stuff that was going on back then. So that's how we got onto the FATF grey list under the PNP, and all of the downgrading of our financial institutions happened under the PNP. The PNP have done every single solitary thing that they possibly could to destroy this nation. Believe it. I am not only speaking as a laborite, I am speaking as a Jamaican also. And while I am a labourite, and it suits my agenda to say these things, it is the absolute truth that it is the PNP that has caused Jamaica all of this damage. It is them in that 19 consecutive years that they stay there. They fuel and they breed corruption into all of our sectors and systems in Jamaica. And it is the same corruption, see, that Andrew Holness is fighting tooth and nail to get rid of out of the system. You know, had Dennis Chung said something in relation to, you know, the PNP's side of the argument, he would have been welcomed in the position that he started yesterday. Believe it. This is how the PNP operates. I will continue to listen. Wanna get me to 50 thumbs up now? What I'm doing now? Spring Chief.
Siobhan Campbell for Nationwide News.
I will say this. Dr. Brown Burke is overreaching, hyperbolic, catastrophe.
Big up in the Father Steady from the Steady Show. Big up Brother Steady. You know, Brother Steady I just graced me with a super thanks. So big up yourself, Father Steady, for that super thanks. Holy for love and respect, my bro. See? And Lona Davis, big up yourself.
Come on. We're not there. One final one now before I shut up.
Vodka with 150 years of traditions. And then you're off deluxe.
Lawrence Rowe, the former constituency caretaker of the opposition in central Kingston, is simply not going away.
Drink on the water, guys.
Not going away.
Stay hydrated, see?
Nationwide now has information that Mr. Rowe has now given a formal statement to the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, Mocha. In that statement, we gather he has formally accused the PNP-controlled Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation of operating a scheme in which public funds are used to finance the campaign activities of PNP politicians in the corporate area. You'll recall, this has been the allegation made earlier this year by Mr. Rowe.
You know, earlier on this allegation were made, my people. I sat and I wonder to myself, how is it that an allegation like this can be made? You know, voice notes were even played in the public domain, and Mocha and the power, or Mocha and the powers that be, did not spring into action. You know, some kind of investigation should have been launched without Lawrence Rowe having to go now to make a formal complaint, my people. Our systems need to start working properly in Jamaica. And in the third term, we must fix these things, my people. A White Style Politics, big up yourself. Good evening.
But now he has...
Lady J, big up yourself as well. Good evening. And Shower Ann, big up yourself. Good evening.
Gone in, sat down with the officers of Mocha and lodged a formal statement putting details, naming names, yeah, as to those who...
Moderator, drop in the number in the comments. Seeing we are open up the phone line this evening again. See? So drop in the number in the comments. And persons, guys, save that number and call on WhatsApp only. You can only call on WhatsApp. Can't call me straight. See?
Participated in this scheme. So it means that the story has taken on another turn, because Mocha is now obliged to investigate because they now have a formal complaint with details on the record, signed to by Roe. Therefore, they will now have to investigate and decide if there is merit to what Roe is alleging. And thereafter, we will see what's the next steps. Yeah? Here's George Davis's report on that.
The statement given by Lawrence Rowe to Mocha makes for stunning reading. It name drops at least 7 PNP officials and representatives, and with extensive detail, accusing them of being involved in...
Before we go any further, I must tell you now that if none of them 7 people then get arrested, I am going to have a problem with Mocha and the police force now. When you see me day in, day out, I've been here lauding them and praising them for the work that they are doing. These people and these 7 people must know that they are not more powerful than our laws. And they are the ones who we elect, most of them, to go and sit down and legislate, to make laws for us, the people, the regular people, to live by. So, them themselves must not be above that. They themselves must abide by those same rules and laws, my people. And once we find that they are breaking those said rules and laws, we must make them pay for it. We must make them pay for it dearly. And Mark Golden, we are listening to it. We are listening for him now to make a statement as it relates to this. He never made any last time. And as according to Mark Golden, my people, Mark Golden said he's a leader with integrity and there's no corruption in his thing and this and that and the third. So we are waiting for him to hear what he's going to say to. See, we continue to listen to Cliff Hughes.
Rules to defraud the KSAMC. Rowe told Mocha that monies have been issued by the KSAMC to several candidates, including in one key marginal seat in the corporate area. He detailed instances of being contacted by an official from the KSAMC and offered money from the corporation to fund political work. Rowe told Mocha that the PNP member and the staffer at the KSAMC who issued the money to PNP political representatives made a request for the transaction to be kept secret. The former PNP candidate told investigators, quote, "I believe that the monies were from the KSAMC and it was to be a secret." End quote. He says the instruction from the PNP member who works at the KSAMC was that the funds should be used for political activity or anything the PNP caretakers so desire. Rowe also accused the PNP member and official at the KSAMC of funding the activities of at least 4 dons in the corporate area. However, he told Mocha that while the monies to fund some PNP caretakers came from the KSAMC.
And there you have it. Mr. Lawrence Rowe have told us in no uncertain terms now that the PNP is funding 4 dons. I have long said this to my people, that the PNP is a criminal operation. It is a criminal organization, my people. We're going to open up the phone line after this clip. See? And persons can call in and make their voice be heard. But, I have long said this. The PNP, if we should allow them back in our, political halls of power down here in Jamaica, we're going to pay dearly, as a people for that. We're going to pay for it. And we're going to pay daily too, because we're going to pay tax. Enough tax. Because PNP not understand how to run the economy. Them run economy in the ground, and then we have to pay back in the taxes. See? Let me read 2 comments for me roll out back that clip. And guys, remember to save the number. In Jamaica, save the number, put 01144 and then 784 and then save the number and then call me. See? So just put 01144 then 7846, continue the rest of the number, and then you can save the number and call me upon WhatsApp. Lawrence the MK Shanake say, and Dorothy Dobson say, good evening all shower family. Big up a long time PNP a thief and trying to bring JLP we fit stand for them figure a prison. Of course, lifestyle politics according to integrity, Mark, everybody involved should be fired. But suppose a him are the leader that knows. But you know, anything what happen in PNP now, lifestyle politics, Mark Golden have to know about it. Mark Golden have to know about it because that's why they call Lawrence Rowe in a meeting and tell him say they're gonna pay him $15 million and that and the third because they were trying to buy his silence. But he refused. You know, and that kinda give him a couple more brownie points with me. You know. I like I said, I've seen him on political platform disrespecting and chastising my prime minister. So, you know, I am not going to say I you know, respect him wholeheartedly, but you know, because of this that he's doing now, you know, from my labor right side of me, is saying that yes, you know, I give him a few brownie points. Wanna get me to 50 thumbs up now, man. Wanna take so long to get me to 50 thumbs up. What go on? Fly chief phone screen and bite out some of the next thing, man. What I'm doing. We need to advocate for Lawrence to get state protection because them we annex him. They can't touch him right now because if they touch him, you know, we're going to know say them it come from. And like I said, it is a brand new Jamaica we're living in. The world is watching. And the world leaders that Andrew Holness have to go amongst. You know, you have to go amongst them with his integrity intact. You know, Mark Goldie, they not think about that, you know. Them only think about to gain state power. But they not think about all of the happenings where we have to go through in our world, where people have to deal with. So they're busy now trying to paint Jamaica as a corrupt place. How is Jamaica corrupt when, you know, and how is Jamaica the worst when, you know, the government is giving away free homes to persons, you know, travel advisories at the safest it has ever been in the history of travel advisory, you know. All of these things speaks volume that this government is doing a brilliant job. But the PNP is saying that, you know, nothing is happening. And I wonder if these people are alright in their brains. You know, Andrew say, them are going to raid the NIR. God help us. They not come back now in here, power man. As long as they have people like me, Steady, Natalie, Karen, Lashika, Winner, Travi, Chuck Finley, Chaps Media, Classic, Philippian, Munchie, who me a left out? Jamaica 87, connecting the dot, protecting JA. There's a lot of us fighting the battle online, trying to educate the people. I choose to, you know, educate my people down there in Westmoreland, and for the best part of it, it is working. Seeing they're listening to me, and I'm garnering a following down there in Westmoreland, and my intention is not to lie to my people. You know, I want to see them blossom, and I want to see them develop, and it will benefit me and my children, you know, for the development of my, you know, parish. So I want to see them blossom and finally come into the fold, you know, because the rest of Jamaica is developing, and why not us? You know, we are now the forgotten parish, and it is the PNP that forgot us. You know, lifestyle politics say, where is Brave 876? Come defend this now. I won't name so. Lifestyle politics dearly and daily, DUJON. You're not wrong. Of course, I'm not wrong. Headley Gray say, is this a recent development? Yes, it is a recent development. The 7 members of the People's National Criminal Organization is now under investigation for corruption by Mocha. And I'm calling on the head of Mocha. I forgot what his name is, or Mocha. I forgot what the gentleman name is. I'm calling on the head to not be swayed, you know, one way or the other, and do not be intimidated by these people. You know, law and order must prevail in our nation, and evil people at the very top must know that they are not too powerful for us to take them down. And the right thing to do is, if these 7 persons are investigated and is found wanting, They should not only be disqualified from the political process, but they must, face the judge. And if they go on like them too bad, then can face the maker too. See? Anyway, we continue to read. Bertie say he already have protection. Alright. My wife say, anyhow them vote PNP, we are go worse than the people. They may vote for the orange man. Exactly. Big up in a Sam Sharp as well. Big up yourself, Sam Sharp. Look a while, me not see you as well. Big up yourself. They don't care, they can take their money, invest elsewhere and leave. And that too, that the sour pig never, if power for next 40, well never see power, may I assume for next 40 years. Well, Mark Golin not gonna be there in a 40 year time. Mark Golin dead kind, more diabetes. Same big and swarty. If you want hug with 80. Big up in a Amai as well. Mother really want to see if them are gonna vote in the white boy. They not do that, man. Trust the Jamaican people, no, man. Dujon, you can imagine them people there who did a protest with PNP decide for family, business and country. God forbid. And I heard about them saying that the reporters picked the dunces people them for ask question. No. I want to put this to logic for me, Cause I don't know if I dunce me dunce or what. But I want to know if you tell me now. Because if these people who vlog for the PNP can say that the reporter look for the dunces people them for ask question, I want to know if you help me now, my people. I want to know help me with this because I have issue with this, I want to help me and tell me how did the reporter know who were the dunces people to pick out and ask the question? Somebody in a comment section tell me, please. Would I like to know? Sam Sharp say Mocha boss is a military guy, major, or something like that. I think so as well, yeah. Headley Gray say, how is the JLP looking in Westmoreland? We're looking great. See? Major Basil Jarrett, yes. Head of Mocha, that's his name. And Randy Powell say, one Jamaica, one JLP, one bro God. See? And that is the mantra that we will be singing. We now go continue, and I said this before. I want to big up Mama Karen, and I want to big up Natalie, and I want to big up I forgot what the next lady called, and these persons who are known PNP, they have been fighting against the tyranny of Mark Bucky Massa Golden, because they see plain and straight that Mark Golden has nothing, absolutely nothing to offer to the Jamaican people. Michelle Stern. So big up Mama Karen, Natalie and Michelle. As a labor right, may I big them up because they're doing a wonderful job as it relates to combating against Rise United. They want to take over our country to go in our pockets. I will not have it, my people. See all of the things that and Jonas are doing in our country with no new taxes is because we have a leader that is business savvy. He's a businessman and he has turned Jamaica into a business and it is working. PNP will come. Them don't know how to hungry business and what is going to happen. The businesses are going to get scared. They will start packing up and leaving to places like Trinidad and Barbados and Bahamas and these countries. They will leave and leave with their money and leave with their jobs, and people will now be unemployed. The money that we normally collect from them in taxes will now fall to the people in GCT and other taxes. That is what the PNP does best. The elder them tell me say back in the day, when them know say April are gonna come, everybody start fret when PNP in power. Everybody start fret because them a wonder where PNP are gonna put tax pan now. and separation I go reach them. Same PNP people them. Wanna see I run up and down now for PNP. Them used to fret too. I where them I go put tax ban. These people, you know, these people that call themselves Rise United. You know, we see how united them be after we tapping at them face politically come September morning. We see how united them be. Me know them all kick out Bucky, you know. But know them a try plant, Bucky a try planting tentacles in a party. See? He's hoping that after he gets his ass handed to him because he will. See? That he can stay there as opposition leader. People of South Manchester, you guys have a special job to do in this political process. And you must combat against Peter Bunting. He is the true leader of the PNP or the PNCO, the People's National Criminal Organization. He is the true leader of that party. Mark Golding is just the face because Peter the Grunting Bunting had lost to Rodamai Crawford. So he's hoping that the people of South Manchester will sneak him in through the back door, because them are backdoor people. And when he comes in to our noble House of Parliament, then they will silently remove Mark Golding and replace him with Peter the Grunting Bunting, who is or who has been an absolute failure for the people of Jamaica. Now hear me, I want in South Manchester. Me I want you know. You must mobilize and get everybody in South Manchester to combat against Peter Bunting. We do not want him nowhere. Let's retire him. People of Eastern Westmoreland, Dayton Canberra will run away from Southwest Senton, where he was born and raised. That's his people. And they got rid of him. I saw him on a political platform saying that the victory in 2020 was a fluke. Okay, so it was a fluke, Dayton Campbell. Then how comes your people, them get rid of you, and it was a fluke? Why your people, them voted against you, Dayton Campbell? Somebody tell me. Is it the fact that it has been alleged that Dayton Campbell had bite one little pitney biscuit and bite out the cream out of our next little pitney biscuit? Is that the reason why they voted him out and got rid of him out of the constituency because he's a charlatan? Is that the reason? Allegedly. Alright, I'm going to go back up and read some of my comments. Shana K. Alexander said, not even our own labor rights sister Saloni not done so. Had them interview her all the time. Saloni a bright piece of girl, but see? Saloni a bright piece of girl. I might say, just by looking at them, you can know who can answer the question. Oh, okay, I must have saw them pick them. When the man say Mr. Chung can only account, I felt so offended knowing how difficult accounting is. And believe it, you know, that brother that is called Mark, Bleach Out Mark, he's an avid blogger. He's an avid blogger for the People's National Criminal Organization. I don't know if any of you ever take him in yet, but he don't know a pokey from a peg appear. You know? Him don't know nothing at all. But yet he's an avid blogger saying that, you know, people are hungry. A mango season right now. People are hungry at Jamaica. If you're hungry, you are hungry. See? Anyway. Jem Khan says, Shana K, I was saying the same thing this evening. While Style Politics, Shana K, it's Mark. He got the talking point from looking down on the people as usual. And you see the clip on my post with Angela Brown Burke husband shooing away and running away. One of their supporters, the man had touch him and him run with the man. And I said, boy, don't touch me. Something to that effect. Absolutely disgusted, my people. And this is how they have treated us for many years. You know, Prudence say a pleasant good evening to everyone. I am so late. Prudence, don't come here late again, you know. Come here late again. I start doing like where Prime Minister do. The MP them in a parliament. Anybody late for parliament, they are charged 100,000 Jamaican. See? And if you can't pay the 100,000 Jamaican, you're going to have to hold your neck ching and let me bite it out. See? Anyways, we continue. Shana K say, Jenkan, me there, a field course and have to study real hard to pass my accounting course. It's not easy at all. The man is very rude. Golden is just a big fat sow. We don't know Mark Golden if you have no qualification. What kind of qualification Mark Golden have? Chingwa England will get one piece of law degree. Anybody can get one of their law degree there. We don't know Mark Golden. Mark Golden has no experience as opposition leader. Was Mark Golden opposition leader anytime in the past? Peter Bunting, who is from the business sector. We don't know Peter Bunting to have any military background or any policing background. Where was he not security minister? Was he not? What was his qualification? This is why God peel back a whole in headline gone round so and he forgot from half my head. Because he's wicked. Peter Bunting, I was told, my people, had promised his mother that he would become, sorry. Can't be became. You know. Peter Bunting had promised his mom that he would become the Prime Minister of Jamaica one day. So he's trying to fulfill that promise to his mother. And we, the Jamaican people, will combat against that. We will do everything that we can to stop that from happening. So that is a promise that he made to his mother that will not be fulfilled. See? So we cannot allow Peter Bunting to come anywhere near the halls of power because he does not mean the Jamaican people any good. And he cannot come down to our level, people. You know, and he does not want to. The PNP have a style where they act as if they're better than everybody else. You know. And if we see it with even Mark Golden when people go to greet him. You can see that he's weird. You know, just a normal look of shake and you know, greet the people them with grace and love. Like how Andrew will embrace you. Lord, the girl they love my Prime Minister. The woman they love my Prime Minister bad. I be a man, me see be a man sitting. And some man something. And some animal. And some alien. And some sit like that me see in a crowd what they at them protest. Me don't know what them there. Me hardly see two woman and the woman there, but me see they all. But see that I be some man too. And some butu. And some nete. And some nene. And some nef. I be a them sitting there we see what they how them there. By the way, me tell you no Jamaicans. And me I talk to the well-thinking Jamaicans now. The people of the middle classes tend to say, you know what, me alright, no matter which government, me I go alright. You're not go alright with the PNP government. PNP is coming after what you have. They not like progress and then bad mind. They will come at you for what you have. I can tell you that right now. We see it on Michael Manley and we see it on Percival James Patterson. They will come at you for what you have garnered over the years. Right? And they will class you as a laborite for having more than their people that they class to have nothing. And they will come at you. People in the middle classes, I'm imploring you, if you have never wanted to vote or have never voted at any other time before, your livelihood is depending upon this vote. You can't say me never, you can't say me a scaremonger and me a want, but you can't say me never want, you know. Go out and vote because of uno 10 fi say, boy, no care which party now go affect me, it a go affect uno. The PNP does not know how to run an economy. An economy is what keeps the country afloat. Without a good economy, we can't fix road, we can't build school, we can't build a hospital, we can't buy equipment, we can't pay police, we can't pay nobody without a functioning economy. So if you not vote for nothing else, vote for the economy. Wanna hear me I tell you no? Middle classes people. Alright. You know, some people here talk about economy can yam. You know we find out if you can yam or not. You know I go find out if you can yam or not. Should not vote in but the People's National Criminal Organization. But we here and we yet to hear you know, Mark Golding said anything about this investigation that is going to be launched today. We don't know Mocha's already have an investigation into the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. You know, the PNP is a den of thieves and a den of criminals. It's a criminal operation and a criminal enterprise, a criminal organization, and it is filled with organized gangs and organized criminals. They are fully mobilized and fully organized, and this is why crime and criminality was left to fester for so long, because a lot of the heads of criminality are PNP. Remember, so me tell you now.
Some PNP caretaker.
I make me just dispel one other rumor. You know, people like to say the one other gang was a labor right gang. No, it wasn't. One other gang split from the Klansman gang, my people. It was the two gang and they split into two factions. They are all PNP. None of them are a labor right. See? I will continue.
Came from the KSAMC, he's unsure about the source of the money given to the area leaders by the PNP official. In another eyebrow-raising development, Rowan name-dropped a PNP caretaker in a key battleground constituency, whom he says has been receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars from the KSAMC on a monthly basis. He says the funds were transferred to a PNP divisional chairman in the battleground seat, who would then encash it and hand it over to the PNP caretaker. Rowe suggested to Mocha in detail that at least one...
You see the style of the PNP have up for many years. And this is why Edward Siaga wanted to get rid of the municipal corporation or the parish council back then. He wanted to dismantle it because the PNP, and we saw it in Manchester as well with the $450 million that was stolen. The councillor was writing checks and giving to family and friends to go and check, to change, at banks. So you'd write checks, give it to you, you would take it to the bank, you would change it, and you would come back and give him film cut out it and take your thing. The PNP has been doing this for many years, and this is what they are doing in the KSA. This is very illegal, my people. And where it is found that they are misappropriate, they have severely for that, my people. And head rolls. A time now for we clean up Jamaica. It is time.
Senior official in the PNP knew about the corruption scheme. Nationwide News understands that as part of the Mocha probe, the anti-corruption agency seized Lawrence Rowe's Samsung A53 phone and extracted evidence. A host of damning text messages, voice recordings, and images relating to the KSAMC and the PNP form part of the Mocha investigation. Earlier this year, Kingston's Mayor Andrew Swaby strongly denied any wrongdoing by the KSMC on his watch. The denial came after a conversation leaked of Lawrence Rowe asking PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell why some PNP representatives received more resources from the KSAMC compared to others. Dr. Campbell said this was being done for strategic purposes ahead of the then anticipated calling of two divisional by-elections. The PNP General Secretary...
And this is what I was saying. After we heard Dayton Campbell and that clip, my people, saying that is an illegal act in itself. Why weren't nothing done? That clip should be enough for Mocha to move, or any branch of the police to move in and start an investigation. So why did it take now for Rowe to actually go in and open an investigation and offer to talk to the police about these things? Why our systems working, in unison even? When we hear things like this, agencies should be tripping over each other to go and investigate it until jurisdiction is given to one such.
Has since publicly strongly denied any involvement in or knowledge of any wrongdoing at the KSAMC. George Davis for Nationwide News.
So he has given his phone, his Samsung A53 phone, we are learning, to the investigators at Mocha, because the phone would have extracts or the WhatsApp conversations detailing what he has alleged in his statement to Mocha. So the Mocha investigators now can extract from the phone the relevant information to corroborate whatever he has accused the PNP of and the leadership of the KSAMC. And based on our reporting, he has also named the dons who he says were being paid from the KSAMC's coffers. He has named them, where they live, they're done for what area. He has named PNP organizers, activists. This is about to get dreadfully worse. This is the same Lawrence Rowe who was arrested when? Monday night? Monday evening? Yeah? And spent some time at the Almontown police station. This is just not going away. All right, after the break, we're coming to you from the...
You know, when you can have a politician or an ex-politician, person that wanted to lead, you know, to make laws for this nation, can today, in 2025, connect a political party, a political movement to criminals. And the PNP, I beg your pardon, the PNCO expect well-thinking Jamaicans, not well-thinking one, well-thinking Jamaicans, to entrust them with the running of our nation. Absolute travesty. Where is Mark Golding? Why ain't the PNP doing damage control? And I hope by tomorrow, Mocha is doing a press conference. And I hope that the people that Mr. Rowe had named in this investigation are arrested tomorrow, live on camera. I hope them calling Cliff Hughes, them calling TVJ, and them moving upon them with cameras, so that Jamaican people can see that, you know, politicians and people who work in positions of power can be arrested and charged for wrongdoing in our country once and for all. That will send a signal to the regular people that, you know, politicians are not above the law as we once thought. Politicians, on whichever side. Good evening, Diana. People associated with the People's National Criminal Organization is not above the law. Now people will be scared to make movement against them now, because, you know, an election is coming up, and, you know, persons will think that they have a chance of winning. So just in case they win, persons don't want to be a victim. We must stand for something, or we are going to fall for nothing. Even if that is the case, whoever is named in this investigation must be arrested. And I want Lawrence Rowe to come and tell the Jamaican people what he knows about the plans of Mark Golding, Dayton Campbell, Julian Robinson, and Peter Bunting, as it relates to the Integrity Commission, what is happening in the Integrity Commission. I know that Lawrence Rowe knows something about that and how they set that up. So Lawrence Rowe, you know, I'm only a tiny little YouTuber, but, You know, I'm starting to get out there. So I hope that somebody will send this to him, especially this part of it. You are not beyond reproach, Mr. Rowe. You can do something noble as it relates to the upliftment and the continued upgrading and rebuilding of your nation, Lawrence Rowe. And I am saying this to you, Lawrence Rowe, as a patriotic Jamaican. And I hope you can find your patriotism within yourself. I know this is a personal vendetta. But don't only do for self. Do it for the people of this nation. Come to us and give us the information that you know about what they're planning to do or what they planned to do as it relates to the Prime Minister and the Integrity Commission. And I hope that that forms part of Mocha's investigation. I hope that is on Lawrence Rowe's phone as well. We want to exonerate our Prime Minister's good name because we know that he have not done anything wrong. Mark Golding, as he became leader of the opposition, Mark Golding signed over all of his assets into a living trust. Now, our government can go into a living trust. So what Mark Golding did is signed over his businesses and all of his assets to his adult children in a living trust. That means when the Integrity Commission come to him and say, boy, fill out a statutory declaration, he only declare what he's using currently. All of the other things that he have set aside, he don't have to declare that because it is not in his name, though he is the shareholder for those said assets. So Andrew Holness brought his thing on the island, open it up, show it to the Jamaican people, say here is what I have, this is how I got it. Mark Golding still refused to do that to this day. And there's no outrage by the Jamaican people about that because the Jamaican people is saying because he's white, that gives him the right to have money. But because Andrew Holness is black and from a poor family, he must tell us where his money come from. Only not see something wrong with that. So are you telling me, Jamaica, that I, as a hard-working man, if I should come into some money tomorrow, you will then say, because I was working yesterday, I was a working man yesterday, you don't know if me win a lotto, you don't know if me did make some investment and then come through. Because that is what Andrew did. He made investments and he started businesses. And that's how Andrew Holness came by his money. They invested, him and his wife. He and his wife invested. And they made money through hard work. So you telling me that I, as a hard-working man, if you should see me pop up tomorrow in Jamaica and buy a $30 or a $40 million house and buy a $20 million car, you know, I go accuse me, say I drugs me did there foreign I sell. Or even worse, I sell body because Jamaican people they stay. Because I am black. And because I am black, I shouldn't have anything. But Mark Golding, who is white, because he's white, him never did a sell drugs. Or him never did a sell body. Just in whiteness alone. Give him cars to have money. What are we teaching our children? PNP people, are you telling me that your children cannot look up to a black man like Andrew Holness who born in Jamaica in poverty like many of you? You don't know why Andrew Holness was called Andrew Michael Holness? Because Andrew Holness' father was a PNP And Michael Manley PNP. This is why he was named Michael Holness. So although you were born from a PNP household, you have a choice to make. Jamaicans, you can make your own choices. We can make our own choices. We can chart our own future. My mother is a comrade. My family is a comrade family. Half of it. Half is labor right. My father's side of labor right. My mother's side of PNP. You know, I more gel with my mother's side who are PNP. But they don't speak for me. I am speaking for them because I realize they don't know better. Mark Golding is not a taxpayer in Jamaica. Don't pay taxes. But yet Mark Golding is living off our resources, off our tax dollars that we pay, is looking after Mark Golding. Mark Golding is the highest paid politician in the Caribbean. By the way, Mark Golding said he was giving away his first salary to charity because he didn't want it. Has anybody heard anything about that first salary that Mark Golding got and where it went? Can anybody give me any information? Mark Golding, who told the Jamaican people that he went to the British High Commission in Kingston and joined up in line like everybody else and got a visa to go to the United Kingdom. I want you guys to tell me how a British born man that holds a British passport and only hold now a Jamaican passport since he's been in government and needed a diplomatic passport to travel. That is why he has a Jamaican passport. So now tell me some Mark Golding born a Jamaica all in life and live a Jamaica all in life and I travel all over the world all in life and he never saw it fit to get a Jamaican passport. No time at all. Why is that? Why is that, PNP? Could it be that Mark Golding did not see himself as a Jamaican? We chose Jamaica and we chose Andrew Holness. We will not allow anybody to come here and separate our people. We are done with this divide and rule. We don't see the people, them are South Africa, you know, my people. For many years, there's a dangerous movement going on in South Africa right now, by the way, but for many years, they were under white rule and apartheid. And when the black people finally overthrew the white people in South Africa, a black party has been leading South Africa now for the last, 40 years. We are not allowing any kind of white messiah kind of man because this is why they chose him. Hoping that the Jamaican people would be so idiotic that we would say, sure, white people are savior because Mark Golding white people are going to work with him. They will give him funding because he's white. America gonna love him because he's a white man. UK gonna love him because he's a white man. Which one of you, since Mark Golding has been opposition leader, have seen anybody of significant ask Mark Golding to come and visit anywhere in the world? Somebody show me. May I love to see that. The phone line is opening up, people. You can start calling now if you don't want. When have anybody seen anybody in the United States call Mark Golding and say, come sit down at the White House and talk to them, man? They do not take him seriously. And they won't work with him. Especially the big orange baby in the White House, because them the people they listen to everything. And they know everything. So when PNP say what they say, if them didn't have power, them would have put on levies and put tax on goods imported from America. Believe say America hear that. And they would pay dearly if they were in government. Because of the big orange baby there who sit down in the White House. Have you ever seen anybody in Canada of significance call out to Mark Golding and say, hey, brother, come and sit down here and talk to this guy here? Nobody of significance. And that tells you a clear picture that the world is not moving to the PNP's beat right now. And if we remove Andrew Holness, we will pay dearly for it as a nation. You can't say me tell you, you know. You can't say me want in Jamaica. You go say, go ahead, don't tell labor right, boy. You chew your labor right. Because you don't say, hey, what? That's some tapping I want on the face. You move up. I'll go ahead. Yes, me a labor right, but I love my nation. And I want to see my nation blossom. I want to see it grow. And that is the right thing. Every Jamaican should want that. Are you telling me that you do not have ambition enough to want at least something for your children? Gone are the days, you know. Few days then done enough away, you know. We are living with children them now. So what about them? Should we not want a better Jamaica for them? Should we not aspire to have a greater Jamaica for them? Why would we want to see something that is working? And it beggars belief, you know. Sometimes I see people here where I see some big man, especially. I see them on TikTok, then come on my live all the while and them say, yo, Andrew only see the power 9 years now. Me will give Mark Golding a chance to see what him can do. Hey, move for yourself for me. Hey, lift up, man. And you may kick lifestyle politics. And the dirty PNP them. See it? With an ambition. Not the well-thinking PNP, because some PNP have decent people. And that about the dirty one them with an ambition. See it? So we're not gonna lump in all of them. Just like you have some dirty labor right too. With an ambition. We're not gonna lump in all of them. See it? We're talking about the non-ambitious one them. Why are we even thinking about removing something that is working to replace it with, let's see what somebody else can do? Uno mad? Uno a effing idiot? Uno lose a screw or two? Welcome to Uno. Hey? We can't continue down this line, people. See it? By the way, we'll continue to listen to something else.
Nationwide News exclusive.
The statement given by Lawrence Mocha makes for stunning reading. It name drops at least 7 PNP officials and representatives, and with extensive detail, accusing them of being involved in a ruse to defraud the KSAMC. Rowe told Mocha that monies have been issued by the KSAMC to several candidates, including in one key marginal seat in the corporate area. He detailed instances of being contacted by an official from the KSAMC and offered money from the corporation to fund political work. Rowe told Mocha that the PNP member and the staffer at the KSAMC who issued the money to PNP political representatives overtly made a request for the transaction to be kept secret. The former PNP candidate told police investigators, quote, "I believe that the monies were from the KSAMC and it was to be a secret." End quote. He says the instruction from the PNP member who works at the KSAMC was that the funds should be used for political activity or anything the PNP caretakers so desire. Rowe also accused the PNP member and official at the KSAMC of funding the activities of at least 4 dons in the corporate area. However, he told Mocha that while the monies to fund some PNP caretakers came from the KSAMC, he's unsure about the source of the money given to the area leaders by the PNP official. In another eyebrow-raising development, Rowan name-dropped a PNP caretaker in a key battleground constituency, whom he says has been receiving hundreds of thousands of dollars from the KSAMC on a monthly basis. He says the funds were transferred to a PNP divisional chairman in the battleground seat, who would then encash it and hand it over to the PNP caretaker. Rowe suggested to Mocha in detail that at least one senior official in the PNP knew about the corruption scheme. Nationwide News understands that as part of the Mocha probe, the anti-corruption agency seized Lawrence Rowe's Samsung A53 phone and extracted evidence. A host of damning text messages, voice recordings, and images relating to the KSAMC and the PNP form part of the Mocha investigation. Earlier this year, Kingston's Mayor Andrew Swaby strongly denied any wrongdoing by the KSMC on his watch. The denial came after a conversation leaked of Lawrence Rowe asking PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell why some PNP representatives received more resources from the KSAMC compared to others. Dr. Campbell said this was being done for strategic purposes ahead of the then anticipated calling of 2 divisional by-elections. The PNP General Secretary has since publicly strongly denied any involvement in or knowledge of any wrongdoing at the KSAMC. George Davis for Nationwide News.
No, I must be the first to tell you that we don't know this about me already. When it comes on to crime and violence, I am way to the right. See? Me right leaning when it comes on to crime and violence. I actually believe in the death penalty. That's so right maybe when it comes on to crime and criminality. No. If it is found out that Dayton Campbell is involved in this racket, you know, me and Swaby had only been in post now for a year and a little bit, and is already involved in corruption. Can you imagine at the end of his tenure? And if it is found out that Mark Golding knows about this, I am the first, and I want to be the first, and I want you guys to join me in calling for Mark Golding to resign as opposition leader, even as we approach a general election. His position is untenable. We hear me and Swaby say them want to fence up the thing. I don't know why that did not trigger an investigation from Mocha at that point. You know, but it should have. We heard me and Swaby talking about giving money to Dons and that clip as well. I don't know why that never triggered an investigation right away off the bat. But we must call for all 7 of these persons. You know, whether it is Peter Bunting, and I'm only calling that name, I don't know. I don't have no evidence that if he's one of the 7. So whether it's him, whether it is Satan, whether it is Bucky Master Golding, whether it is Angela Brown Teeth, or any one of them. You know, I have some PNP where me see from what they are going like they want to shut I and I up. You know, I am a free Jamaican. You know, the very people that you guys went to Heroes Circle the other day to disturb their rest. You know, have fought for my rights to speak on issue and to be free and to grow as a free man. You know, those persons have died. So my rights today could be respected. You guys wouldn't know anything about that because you have no integrity, you have no class, and you have non-patriotic, a lot of you that went to Heroes Circle to disrespect our past leaders and our elders who have fought valiantly, died so that today a Jamaican like me can speak my mind. No, I am speaking in political terms. And when I come here and I say Mark Golding is big or sour, is he not big or sour? Is it not my right to disrespect him if I want to? He can take that up in the courts if he want to, as it relates to me calling him big and sour and his feelings hurt. That is his right, and it is my right to speak out of my mouth. They are political representatives. And as a Jamaican, that gives me the right to speak on any issue as it relates to them. They are public servants and were put there to serve the public. So all of the people them are going like they want to shut me up. Go shut up on a mama. You can't shut me up. I will speak my mind and I will speak for my people. And I will continue to talk about the upliftment of my nation. And I will continue to talk about the upliftment of my people down there in Westmoreland. Because the PNP had left us behind after 50 loyal years. And they did nothing for us. And here I am, finding a voice, and a voice for the entire people of Jamaica, not only just Westmoreland. But they want to tell us what we should talk about. I'm not afraid of no. I'm not going to check no mama and kill no mama. I want to know come make certain say I not soon come. And no can't stop me from coming to my yard. Whether PNP in a government or not, I am not afraid. And when I stand up on principle. People have tried to censor me. Ask them. Even my own mother don't like me because I talk my mind. I will not be censored. Jamaica. I will speak on behalf of my people. And I will speak for myself as a Jamaican. And I know what the right things are. And I know what should happen. The PNP have not done the right thing since 1972. They have been a criminal gang under Michael Manley. We have seen it in the CIA files, the redacted files. Michael Manley was in meetings, handing out guns and ammunition for gangsters to go on the street and terrorize Jamaicans. That is an absolute fact. That is a known fact. But guess what? We never have them time there. We never have social media. So people weren't privy to that information. And the persons that were trying to skew it another way. It is the PNP that started political violence in our country. It is the PNP that started tribal politics in our country. The country was growing and blossoming. The year 1968, Jamaica saw 18 point something % growth in our economy. That's how well Jamaica was doing. And by 1973, all of that wealth was eroded, gone. Because the PNP came in and they decided that to hell with businesses, to hell with running industries, to hell with healthcare, to hell with security. And let us spend the money and share it up amongst ourselves. That's what they did. So when you come here, yes, Lady J, when you come here to deflect and try to speak bullshit, some of the younger ones like myself, we are well versed, we are well read. You might sound like me can't read, but me can read very well. And I read and I understand. And I know what happened because I read it. And I tell this story a lot of times growing up in Westmoreland. I had persons telling me that under Edward Seaga, goods were married in Jamaica. You had to buy a stay free if you wanted to buy a pound of rice. That's what persons told me down in Westmoreland. And as I got older and I started to read for myself, I realized that famine nearly take with people them. People could have seen their rib cage through them back in a Jamaica in the 1970s. Who was the leader in the 1970s? Michael Joshua Manley. And they started to blame Edward Seaga because they had a narrative, and the PNP had a propaganda machine running from them time there. Straight up till now, they had a propaganda machine because they are well versed in guerrilla warfare. This is why they sent 3,000 young Jamaicans to Cuba in the 70s to train them as brigadistas. Our good friend Mr. Ingram was one of those young persons who went to Cuba to train as a brigadista. And those persons, they came back to Jamaica with guns and ammunition given to them by Cuba. And they formed criminal gangs. Our militias, they formed, controlled by Michael Joshua Manley and other faction of the PNP. You know, see how the PNP and have PNP and have the Rise United? They had other factions in the PNP even then. The Workers' Party was a faction of the PNP. And they were even more radical than the PNP at the time. And how do I know this? I have read. And I tell you, if you read and you understand the history of Jamaica, you will see who is the lesser of the two evil. 19 years the Jamaica Labour Party in a government. I mean, out of government, in a opposition. Sorry. 19 years they stayed out of government and in opposition. And when, in a history, when have you seen the Jamaica Labour Party behaving as how the PNP is behaving today? When? We waited patiently and we always took our case and our cases to the people and said, listen, this is what the PNP is doing and here how it can be done better. And they have always dismissed it. We never see nobody on platform in the Labour Party behaving how Dayton Campbell behaves. We never see Papa Eddie behave like how Mark Golden is behaving today. We never see Bruce Golden behave like how Mark Golden is behaving today. And when Andrew Holness was in opposition and he was the opposition leader, we never see Andrew Holness behaving as how Mark Golden is behaving today. And if you can see that something is wrong with your leader, Mark Golden's behavior, something is inherently wrong. And if anybody want to know what inherently mean, something is very wrong with your outlook and things. I may not have no big degree like many of them, but I am very intelligent. You don't need no need no degree to be intelligent, my people. A lot of us are intelligent enough to go and find the facts. Only thing Mr. Warmington do, you know, is him talk and him talk in mind. But he not behave in a certain way like how them behave. You know, him talk straight and him talk in mind. But you not go find every Warmington pan on tape and talk about fence up a thing. Exactly why style politics. Education is not intelligence. Now my people, I want to know if you subscribe to the channel. You know, we want to move up the thing, we want to get the thing growing. I want to know if you share out my content. You know, most of the time I only a chat and I lab my mouth, but you know, it all makes sense. So I want to share the thing and make we educate the masses, make we talk to the people them. Because in the midst of it, there is something that I am teaching. And I will not cower away. I believe it is my civic duty. And I believe that to my core. You know, I am not home presently now. And if I was home presently now, I would make it a point of my duty to be a part of the political process as it relates to leadership. That is my ultimate dream, my people. But for the time being, I am playing my role in this capacity. I am serving my nation in this capacity. To speak the truth to my people and to tell them that the PNP have not done well by us. In no uncertain terms, they have not done well by the people of Jamaica. And whether you come from Central Kingston, whether you come from Ream or Jungle, whether you come from Russia, Savlamar, in the deepest, darkest part of the PNP garrison, they have not done nothing for their people even. It is this government that came and is removing some of those zinc fences from some of those PNP garrison. Just the other day I saw a clip of Mark Golding's constituency. Absolute disgrace. And when you go in a Angela Brownberg constituency, pumpkin. I'm come closer so I can tell you. Pumpkin a grow. And a beer in a Miggle High Street in a Angela Brownberg constituency. Pumpkin. A grow in a Miggle High Street and a beer pumpkin. These persons are being paid millions of dollars, you know, my people, to look after you, you know. And they have failed abysmally. They have failed the people. And now they are acting as if they are brand new. Dayton Campbell is not brand new. He was there in the Porsche time and did nothing. Mark Golding is not brand new. He was there in the Porsche time and did nothing. Peter Phillips have been there over the last 50 years. Did nothing. All of the old foul, them want to see a crawl out of them foul cub now. PJ Patterson want to see a come out in pavilion. He look like he gone back in there now. What have these persons done for the Jamaican people? I dare one PNP now. Show me a policy that the PNP invented that we are still using today. Because if you talk about JUTC, that's not the PNP's idea. We had JOS that was created by the Jamaica Labour Party and the PNP changed the name to JUTC. So that's not their idea. If you look for even the Bastard Act, you will see that one of our ministers of state took that to the United Nations and it was already on the books. Michael Manley took that and said he passed that. It was already passed and just waiting there in Parliament. But because we never have social media like now. So that was stolen from the Jamaica Labour Party as well, the Bastard Act. When they look for equal pay for women, that is also from that same time. We passed that, but we lost power the same year. Michael Manley said he passed that. And all of this public knowledge, you know. Any government paper that you want to see, you as a Jamaican have the right to request it. Or go on the internet and download it. And you can read it for yourself, my people. So you don't have to listen to me. The PNP has formed since 1938. And since 1938 to 2025, the PNP have not built a hospital in Jamaica. They spent 19 consecutive years in government. And in that 19 years that they spent in government, they did not build one brand new hospital in our nation. Wanna look into it. When you look at the NHF, National Health Fund, that's not their idea. Before that we had forgot what it called. Where them used to give one little card, I think it was called Blue Cross or something like that. I had one because my father used to work for the government, but my sister had one as well. And they changed the name to NHF and said it was their idea. The PNP, they are plagiarizers. Highway 2000. The highway then called Highway 2000, where them say PJ Bill. You don't know how long that they put the books? Since the 1960s. Under Bustamante. That has been on the books to be built. The causeway that Siaga built, that was on the books since the 1960s under Bustamante. Everything is there that you need to find out. All of the things them want to say PNP did have in a pipeline, they were actually in the pipeline. They were there before the PNP. But the thing that the PNP never managed to do was to grow the country's economy. Because you need money to do these things. And if you can't manage the economy and manage the economy well for it to create revenue, you won't be able to do these things. And that's what they couldn't do. And they had 19 years to try and fail and try again. And they still failed at the end of that 19 years. And they would have continued to fail if Bruce Golding never come and say, no man, it's debt too high. We have to do something now to quell this debt. And even that, the PNP refused to give Bruce Golding credit for. They tried to steal that too, saying it is Peter Phillips and Portia Simpson Miller. When Portia Simpson Miller and Peter Phillips came back to power and saw the thing in advanced stages, it was practically finished. And they continue with them. So I give them credit for continue with it. So much so that Andrew could come now and continue with it even further. And it is bearing fruit. But it's Bruce Golding who is the founding father of the new Jamaica that you're seeing today. Bruce Golding. Not Portia Simpson Miller. I played a clip last night for you guys with Peter Phillips. Peter Phillips couldn't even translate when you go to the cash machine and draw $1,000, how much tax you would pay. Not even that he could do. So somebody tell me how on God's green earth Peter Phillips was going to make those savvy moves. Eh? Somebody tell me. My people, another day I've opened up the phone lines and nobody have called in, but you know, I give a lot of thanks for you guys staying here and listening to me. You know, I am going to call it an end to the program now. So please remember, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. See? And I will see you guys probably tomorrow evening. I'm going to sleep in tomorrow. Well, I go up on the road in the morning, so I not get to do it live. So I'll see you guys in the evening tomorrow. And hopefully somebody will be arrested tomorrow, so we'll have sweet tea for drink tomorrow. See? So big up on yourself, big up everybody for participating, and you know, continue to spread the word that the Doge is here. See? Show our labor rights.